श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरि ओम ओम सच्चिदानंद रूपाय कृष्णाय क्लिष्टकारिणे नमो वेदांत वेद्याय गुरवे बुद्धिसाक्षिणे श्लोकम् सुप्रसादः प्रसन्नात्मा विश्वधृक् विश्वभुक् विभुः सत्कर्ता सत्कृतः साधुः जह्नुः नारायणो नरः. Okay, so सुप्रसादः प्रसन्नात्मा विश्वधृक् विश्वभुक् विभुः सत्कर्ता सत्कृतः साधुः. We have seen till that. Okay, the next name is जह्नुः. See, jahnuhu is the proper way to say, but pratishakhya, the grammar of Vedas, it's called pratishakhya. They don't follow any Panini rules. They have a new rules. They have a new set. That's an old set of rules, not new. That's a different rule. Okay, that's called as pratishakhya. There is a root called napare hakara. So when ha is followed by in, then you have to reverse it. Instead of saying jahnuhu, you have to say it as janhuhu. It is easier for pronunciation. This is taken by Panini Maharaj, and in his Panini Shiksha is the place. It is the phonetics kind of. It teaches how to pronounce things. Okay, so there he not only takes in nakara, he also takes the other nasalized characters in, inj, in, im. Okay, all the 5 nasalized characters. If hakara is followed by these nasalized characters, you can reverse it. Okay, so jahnuhu is to be chanted as janhuhu. This is not a compulsion. You can chant it as jahnuhu. There is nothing wrong in it. See, he says if you chant it as janhuhu, it is easier instead of saying that it as a jahnuhu, like Jahnavi. Normally we have the name Jahnavi, but no one says Jahnavi. They'll say Janhavi. Okay, that is what janhu is. Okay, for easier pronunciation, he changes this characters. That's the idea. But why I say I have to explain this is Sanskrit is one language where you read whatever you write. After saying that, if you say this, then that's a problem. Right? If you can chant, you can chant it. Jahnuhu is okay also. There is nothing wrong in that. Okay, because you say, I don't even know how to spell it. Lieutenant. No. But you should not say lieutenant. You have to say lieutenant. Lieutenant. Something you say colonel. Every military word probably is like that. In other places also there is this you say something and you read something. That is not there in Sanskrit. So jahnuhu is also right. There is nothing wrong in it. Oh, I've been reading it as jahnuhu till now. It's okay. It is for easier pronunciation. Okay. Now, if you pronounce it as jahātyaviduṣo, it is also okay. Now, jahnuhu. So, what does jahnuhu means? Parashara Bhatta says beautifully that abhakteshu ātmā apahṛte. Abhakteshu, among the non-devotees, ātmā is glory. Apahṛte, he hides. He hides his own glory from the non-devotees. Okay, that is what he did for Arjuna. He didn't tell Arjuna who he was until he said, Shadimam, please protect me, please save me. So, jahnuhu. Okay, and Bhagavan Bhāṣakara says, during the time of dissolution, deluge, he takes people away. He takes back the people. Or, second meaning is, jātānyākāśādīni bhaktānnayati. He gives up on the non-devotees and takes the devotees to the supreme state. That is what is jahnuhu. These 2 meanings Bhagavan Bhāṣakara gives. Now, the namavali is jahnuhu or janhuhu. Whichever way it is easier for you is okay. So, fourth case is that. So, namavali is Om Janhave Namaha, Om Janhave Namaha. Om Janhave Namaha. Om Janhave Namaha. Or Om Jahnave Namaha. Om Jahnave Namaha. Instead of Jahnave, this Janhave is easy, right? So that is why he says you can change it, interchange it. Bhashya. janān saṃhārasamaye apahṛte apanayatīti jahnuh. During the time of samhara, dissolution, deluge, he takes back the people. Apanayati, he leads them back. Ni prapane. So apanayate. Ni nayani. Not ni. Pahnute. Nru, not no. Right? So it is ni nayani. So apanayati, he leads people back to merges them in himself. That is jahnuh. And janhu or jahnuh, whatever. So jahātyaviduṣo. Second meaning he says. Jahātyaviduṣo. bhaktānnayati parampadamiti. That's the second meaning. Meaning of jahātyaviduṣo. Ohātyaga, he gives up. So gives up whom? Aviduṣo, the ignorant. One who is not knowledgeable. Gives up means gives up totally? No. Gives up because he even supports the non-devotees. That is what was said earlier, right? So he gives up on leading them to the supreme state. Bhaktan, whereas the devotees, nayati, he leads them. Leads them to what? Paramadam, the supreme state. That is why he is called as Jannuh. Okay. Next name is Nārāyaṇaḥ. It's a very beautiful name, important name. And this is what is the Ashtakshara, the 8-syllabled mantra. Om Namo Nārāyanaya. That is said, Om Nara. This is Nārāyaṇaḥ. Okay. For this mantra, Parāśara Bhatta gives very great importance. This is a very great important mantra for the Vaishnavites. So he says, Yebhi Asheshaihi Vishishya Upanishadsu. That is what he says. This name gives everything, whatever is said here in this whole, it's all given in this mantra. This mantra holds everything, all those glory in that one mantra. This is explained in Upanishad. That is how he explains. Okay. Now, if that is what is said, that's okay. He gives some pramanas from Upanishads, etc. Some of the pramanas we are going to see. But he doesn't stop there. He gives a punchline, beautiful punchline. I loved it actually. He gives, what does he say? Anyat ashadīkshanatvad na āchakṣmahe. Anyat, the other things. Ashadīkshanatvad. Ikshana means to see. Okay. So, ikshana, to see. Shad, 6. No. Not for 6 eyes. Others are not for 6 eyes. Therefore, na āchakṣmahe. We are not explaining it. Chakshikshane. We are not explaining it. What is 6 eyes? So normally, when somebody wears a glass, they say 4-eyed. Okay. So probably he also has a cataract, 2 eyes inside, 2 lenses inside, 1 lens, the natural, and 2 glasses. No, that is not shadakshana. Shadikshana. Shadikshana means 6 eyes. 6 eyes means not any external person. Meaning it should be heard only by 4 eyes. A disciple should teach the guru should teach the disciple. A guru should teach this secret, whatever the rest of that secret should be taught only by the guru to the disciple, not another person. Third person, secret is not shared with the third person. Okay, this is a very important mantra. Nārāyaṇaḥ. Now there is another important story, which is similar to the shloka which you are going to see later. The story of Rāmānuja. The Vishishtadvaita, they have an acharya called Rāmānuja. Okay. This Rāmānuja's life is a very beautiful life, not the other life, other part of this important session which made him Rāmānuja. What is that? He went to this place called Tirukkoštiyur. It's after your Madurai, you have to go to Karikudi, from there somewhere, okay? So down south somewhere. Now, in this place, there's a huge temple of Vishnu. And there is a Gopura. The entrance gate, they have a very beautiful Gopura. Gopura is the tower, They have a beautiful tower in front. Every temple has a gopura. This is a very beautiful big gopura, good big tower. And you can enter that tower. There is a ladder also provided to go to the top. So you can go to the top and then take a diversion, go to a platform kind of place. So Ramanuja, he went to that platform, he stood on that platform and called all the people in the village to gather together and told them, I am going to initiate you into this great mantra which will lead you to Paramapada. So please chant along with me. So he started saying, Om Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya. That made him. What? Guru initiates people into mantras. That is what's Guru's job, right? This is something different. What happened is, he went to his Guru in Tirukoshtiyur, some Narayan Nambi or something. So where he got initiated into this mantra, and his Guru said, this is a secret. Don't reveal to anyone. Okay? I'm going to give you this. You can initiate your disciple only after this many mantras and all, but not. People take a mantra and start initiating others. That is not how you do it. You have to chant it. You have to do japa for so many things, and then you have to have the darshana of all that is there. This fellow, he takes the mantra. He goes there on top and starts calling everyone. His Guru said, you initiate, if you do this, you will go to Swarga. Whoever does this mantra, they will go to Swarga. You give it to another person, you will go to Naraka, hell. He went and invited everyone and initiated them in this mantra. Came down. His Guru was angry. You see, how can you do this? I told you not to. You will go to hell. That is the situation you are in. He loved his disciple. So his disciple said, Ramanuja said, very well. It's okay if one person goes to hell. Now all these fellows here, they can go to heaven, right? That is the greatness of Ramanuja. That made Ramanuja. Okay? We are not glorifying his philosophy. We are glorifying this grand heart of his, this great heart of his, this greatness of his vision. Even if I don't go, others can go, right? So that is what we are glorifying, not his philosophy. Okay? Now, Nārāyaṇaya. Parāśara Bhatta explained that in this way. But Bhagavan Bhashyakara says nara means ātmā. That which is from the nara is nara. And for that nara, whatever is the substratum is called as Nārāyana. That is one meaning. For that nara, which is substratum for that self, is Nārāyana. Both meanings you can take. Okay, so nara means the creation, the effect which is substratum for the self. One meaning, the effect which has as its substratum the self. Second meaning. Okay, two meanings are available here. Now, given by Bhashyakara. Now, Narayana. The fourth case will be Narayanaya. Namavali is Om Narayanaya Namaha. Om Narayanaya Namaha. Om Narayanaya Namaha. Om Narayanaya Namaha. This is what is changed as Om Namo Narayanaya. Same. And there is one point which I have to say. Sannyasis chant this. They don't chant this. They always, when you take a blessing of sannyasi, they will say Narayana, Narayana. Okay. And when they write a letter, they will say Narayana Smritihi. Okay, Narayana Smriti, in the memory of Narayana, remembrance of Narayana. So that is the blessings they give. So why that Narayana there? This is the reason. Okay, now because they wear the bhasma, they wear the sacred ash of Shiva and say Narayana. This is the reason. Bhashya. Naraha ātmā tato jātāni ākāśādīni nārāṇi kāryāṇi. Tāni kāryāṇi ayate kāraṇātmanā vyāpnoti. Ataśca tāni ayaṃ nārāyaṇaḥ. Beautiful. Nara means ātmā. There is sutra tasya idam. Okay, tasya patyam like that, tasya idam. So that belongs to this. And comes, therefore, nara becomes nara. Okay, so nara means ātmā, self. Nara means that which came from that nara, that self is nara. What came from self? ātmana ākāśa sambhūtaḥ. From ātmā, ether, ākāśa, space came into existence. From that, everything came into existence, right? So all these elements, they are called as nara. nārāṇi, kāryāṇi. Nara means the karyas, the effects. Okay. Now, tāni kāryāṇi ayate, kāraṇātmanā vyāpya. One that pervades all these effects is called as a nārāyaṇa. Meaning one which has as its substratum all these effects. When you say it exists in that, does not mean in one point of that. It pervades that. When you say, I'll explain something else later. So, ataśca tāni. So, the one which pervades all the effect is called as nārāyaṇa. Okay, one which has the effect as its substratum is called as nārāyaṇa. In simple words, so that you understand the second version also. Yet, and he gives the proof. This is the same proof Parāśara also uses. Yacca kiñcijjagatsarvaṃ dṛśyate śrūyate'pi antarbahiśca tatsarvaṃ vyāpya nārāyana sthitaḥ. Yacca kiñcijjagatsarvaṃ dṛśyate śrūyate'pi. Whatever things you see in this world, all of them, whether you see or you hear about them, they are all antarbahiśca tatsarvaṃ vyāpya, inside and outside, pervading them. This nārāyaṇa exists, nārāyaṇa remains. Okay. How does the effect, the cause has its substratum, the effect? It's impossible. Cause cannot have its effect as its substratum by pervading it. Like the clay pervades the pot and therefore has pot as its substratum. Similarly, nārāyaṇa pervades the creation and remains as the substratum. When we say ghatākāśa, normally we say the space in the pot. When we say mathākāśa, room space, we say the space in the room. That is how we explain, because that makes the person understand what we mean. But in reality, that is not the truth. When we say pot space, it means the space inside the pot and outside the pot. The space which pervades the pots inside and outside. That is what is pot space. Like nārāyaṇa pervades internally and out, externally, inside out. Okay, so this is mantravarṇāt. Nārāyana Upanishad. Okay, next is Nārāyana Sutta, we call it. Next is Mahabharata Udyoga Parva. Nara jātāni tattvāni nārāṇīti tato viduḥ dānyeva jāyanam tasya tena nārāyana smritaḥ. Narat jātāni tattvāni, those elements which came into existence from the nara, from the ātmā, they are called as nārāṇi. Okay, and that nārāṇi, that effect, which those elements which are substratum for which self is called as nārāyaṇaḥ. Therefore, it's called as nārāyaṇaḥ. He is called as Nārāyaṇa because he stays in that nara. Next, second meaning. Narāṇām jīvāṇām ayanattvāt pralayati va. Since it is the substratum for the jiva, therefore, or it is the place where the jiva or the beings, everything merge during the dissolution. Therefore, it is called as Nārāyaṇa. He is called as Nārāyaṇa. How do you know? They all merge in him. Yat prayanti visamshanti iti śrūyate'pi. Taittiriya Upanishad says everything exists in that, they are sustained in that, and during the dissolution, prayanti abhisamvishanti, they enter into it. This is what Varuna told his son Bhrigu. And he is giving proof. Nārāyanamayanam yasmāt tasmā nārāyana smritaḥ. Nāranam ayanam. For all these effects, this self is the substratum, and therefore the self is called as Nārāyaṇa. Apo nara iti prokta apo vai narasūnavah ta yad asyayanam bhurvam tasmā nārāyana smritaḥ iti manu vachanatva Nārāyaṇa. Apah nara iti prokta. Apa, water, is what is called as nara. Apah, the effect of water is called as Narasunabha, the creation of this nara. Now, apaha cause and apaha effect. How? That's why tasya idam belongs to that. The beginning character, the beginning vowel gets elided. It becomes normally it becomes a long. Okay, not elided, long. It becomes long. So a becomes long means a, same thing. There is no difference. You can't see the difference. That is why you have to very carefully understand it. So apaha is nara, and apaha, the effect of apa, water is vyāpnoti, from the earth, from the water, earth came into existence. Therefore, earth means all the beings. Asya purvam, that which existed as the ayaṃ substratum for this. Therefore, nārāyaṇa, that water is what is called as nārāyaṇa. The self is called as nārāyaṇa. Okay? It is smritaḥ. The Manu Vachana. This is what Manu says about nārāyaṇa. Then, in Sri Narasimha Purana says this. Nārāyaṇāya ityayam eva satyah samsara ghora visha samharanaaya mantraha śrūṇvantu bhavyamatayo yatayo'starāgā uccaistaramupadiśāmyaham purvam urdhvahuh nārāyaṇāya namah iti ayaṃ eva satyah samsara ghora visha samharanaaya mantraha śrūṇvantu bhavyamatayah yatayah astarāgāh uccaistaramupadiśāmyaham urdhvahuh. So this is exactly what Ramanuja did. Okay, this is done by Prahlada. Prahlada calls everyone and says, Nārāyaṇāya namaha, Om Nārāyaṇāya namaha is the ayaṃ eva. This is the truth. This is the mantra which is the truth. For what? Mantra for what? Truth for what? Samsara ghora visha samharanaya, to destroy completely. Samharanaya, to destroy, eliminate completely. Water, visha, the poison. Poison of water. What kind of poison? Ghora visha, very dangerous, very great poisonous, very great poison. Just to destroy that, what is that great poison? Samsara. The poison, great poison, which is of the form of samsara, to destroy that. This is the only mantra. This is the only medicine. Okay, truth. So therefore, bhavyamatayah means you humble people. Yatayah, people who are renunciates. Astarāgā, people who have given up the desire, hatred, etc. You people, śrūṇvantu, listen to me. Because uccaistaram upadiśāmyaham, I am going to shout it loud. Urdhvahu, with my hands held high, I am going to shout loud. Listen to me. Iti Narasimha Purana. This is what is said in Narasimha Purana. Next is naraha. Next name is naraha. Naraha. For naraha, Parāśara Bhatta says, anashvara chidachid vibhūtikah. One who has the greatness, the glory of being existing in the form of a sentient and non-sentient, being inert. Okay, that which does not get destroyed. That is the great glory. The great glory, anashvara vibhūtikah. One whose glory is never-ending, because of in the form of conscious and sentient and inert beings. Okay, and Bhagavan Bhashyakara says that one who leads is called as a nara. One who leads everyone to the supreme abode is called as nara. Okay, now naraha, aha. Therefore, fourth case is naraya. So namavali is Om Naraya Namaha. Om Naraya Namaha. Om Naraya Namaha. Om Naraya Namaha. Bhashya. Nayati iti naraha proktaha paramatma sanatana iti vyāsamachanāt. Vyāsa says paramatma sanatana paramatma, the eternal absolute self, naraha proktaha is called as nara. Why? Nayati iti, because it leads us to what? To the karmas. If you want to get rid of karmas, he leads us to karmas. He leads you to karmas to give the results of the karmas also, which is both Shreyas and Preyas, which is the comparative greatness and supreme absolute greatness also. Okay, so both. So that is what his job is. Next is shloka. असङ्ख्येयः अप्रमेयात्मा असङ्ख्येयो प्रमेयात्मा असङ्ख्येयो प्रमेयात्मा विशिष्टः शिष्टकृत शुचिः. So शिष्टकृत शुचिः becomes शिष्टकृत शुचिः. षष्ठोटी शिष्टकृत शुचिः. Okay. विशिष्ट शिष्टकृत शुचिः विशिष्ट शिष्टकृत शुचिः विशिष्ट शिष्टकृत शुचिः अप्रमेयो असङ्ख्येयो प्रमेयात्मा विशिष्ट शिष्टकृत शुचिः असङ्ख्येयो प्रमेयात्मा विशिष्ट शिष्टकृत शुचिः. नेक्स्ट सिद्धार्थः सिद्धसङ्कल्पः सिद्धार्थः सिद्धसङ्कल्पः सिद्धार्थः सिद्धसङ्कल्पः सिद्धार्थः सिद्धसङ्कल्पः सिद्धिदः सिद्धिसाधनः सिद्धिदः सिद्धिसाधनः सिद्धिदः सिद्धिसाधनः सिद्धिदः सिद्धिसाधनः सिद्धार्थः सिद्धसङ्कल्पः सिद्धिदः सिद्धिसाधनः सिद्धार्थः सिद्धसङ्कल्पः सिद्धिदः सिद्धिसाधनः. From the beginning. असङ्ख्येयो प्रमेयात्मा विशिष्टः शिष्टकृत शुचिः सिद्धार्थः सिद्धसङ्कल्पः सिद्धिदः सिद्धिसाधनः असङ्ख्येयो प्रमेयात्मा विशिष्टः शिष्टकृत शुचिः सिद्धार्थः सिद्धसङ्कल्पः सिद्धिदः सिद्धिसाधनः. So the names here are asankhyeya, aprameyaatma, vishishtaha, shishtakrita, shuchihi. 5 names in the first line. Then siddharthaha, siddhasankalpaha, siddhidaha, siddhisadhana. 4 names in the second line. Okay? Totally 9 names. Asankhyeya, sankhya means number. Asankhya means innumerable. That's the simple meaning. Asankhyeya, for that he says, tat saṃhārasamaye asankhyeya. Parāṣara Bhatta continues the story. The storyline was he remains as a sentient and inert being, right? So now he says that saṃhārasamaye, that the group of sentient and inert being is asankhya, is innumerable. Reading this in today's newspaper, there was a story of this cosmos. This is not cosmos as in the creation. This is COSMOS in capitals. This is the direction where there is no supernova and the dust of supernova which hides the vision of the universe, the creation. Okay, so that direction, that area is called as cosmos area. So they have given that name cosmos for that, whatever that reason. There they have a photo which this new digital, not the Hubble telescope extra. They have a very new beautiful digital camera with which they have captured 300-400 galaxies or more than that. I'm not sure the number. Great number of galaxies. We think this is the only thing. No, there are so many galaxies outside. Shastra says there is innumerable creation. So, asankhyeya. Okay? We don't even know if there are people out there, some beings out there. We don't even know that. Asankhyeya. So, Bhagavan Bhashyakara says, where there is no number of forms or names, that is called as asankhyeya. Okay? So, asankhyeya. Aha, therefore, the fourth case will be asankhyeya. So, the namavali is Om asankhyeya namaha. Om asankhyeya namaha. Om asankhyeya namaha. Om asankhyeya namaha. Bhashya. Yasmin sankhya nama rupa bhedadihi na vidyate iti, where the number, name, form, etc. don't exist. Number, name, form. Some people say number means name and form. Number, name, form, whichever number, name, form, they are all interrelated. Number, when you say number means for what? For a name. Number of names, number of forms. Name for form, form for name. So everything is interconnected. So with adi, what will you take with adi, etc.? Etc. means the class, etc. also can be class, caste, etc. can be also accepted. Okay. So number of caste, number of class, number of forms, number of names, all that does not exist in which that is called as asankhyeya. Okay. Now next name is aparameya ātmā. We saw aparameyo rishikesha aparameya, that which is not an object of the means of right knowledge, pramana. We saw that. Now here he is aparameya ātmā. Parāśara Bhatta says, now the group we said in the previous name. Here he says, ekaika amshenapi aparameyanam asankheyanam antarbahiśca vyāpnoti. He takes all these three names from the previous thing. He says, each one of them, which is innumerable in number, in each one of them, this Narayana pervades. That is his greatness. That is why he is called as aparameya ātmā. That self is incomprehensible. That is the idea. Aparameya ātmā. Okay. Bhagavan Bhāśyakara says, the self, the inherent nature, which is not an object, is called as aparameya ātmā. Okay. Simple. Aparameya ātmā. Ātman is the base word we know. Ātmane is the fourth case. Aparameya ātmane is the fourth case. Therefore, here. So, the Namavali is Om aparameyaatmane namaha. Om aparameyaatmane namaha. Om aparameyaatmane namaha. Om aparameyaatmane namaha. Bhāṣya. Aparameyaha ātmā. Swarupam. Ātmā means swarupam, inherent nature. Asya iti aparameya ātmā. Aparameyaha. It is incomprehensible. Aparameya. Aparameya means what? Prameya means object. Aparameya means not an object. Not an object means what? See, there are in tomorrow's Sadachara Anusandhana, we'll see this idea. There are two kinds of vyāpti, pervasion. One is vritti vyāpti, the other is phala vyāpti. Gaining the object through the vritti and gaining the object through the phala. Okay, what does that mean? Simply said, see, your thought travels outside. Okay, everything is associated with consciousness. Thought associated consciousness, pot associated consciousness, cloth associated consciousness, everything is associated with consciousness, right? So here the thought associated consciousness travel through the from the mind. It is like sun rays. So from the origin till the end there is a connection. So the thought travels from the origin and through the sense organs it goes to the object. The moment the thought function hits the object, the thought function associated consciousness hits the object, thought function destroy. The nature of thought function vritti is to destroy the avarana, the veiling, the ignorance. So the thought function destroys the ignorance. And there is consciousness behind this, right? Thought function associated consciousness. That consciousness illumines the object. It pervades the object and illumines it. Everywhere, whether it is cloth or pot or whatever, your thought function goes, the thought function hits, the ignorance is removed, the consciousness illumines it. Okay, now, instead of going out, you turn it inward. You internalize the thought function. You go inward. The thought function goes to the source. So, it goes and hits the source. The source is also veiled by, covered by ignorance. So, that is removed by the vritti, the thought function. Once that is removed, the consciousness associated with the vritti, what will it do? Don't say, it will illumine. Don't say that, because there is no possibility of illumining it. Because already the self is self-effulgent. Why do you need another effulgence to illuminate? So, the consciousness, it has no job with respect to the self. Only the vritti has job. Outside, the vritti and the consciousness has the job. Consciousness pervades, becomes the object, phala, result. Here, there is no phala, there is no result. It doesn't pervade it. It doesn't become that object. Therefore, this is called as a vritti vyāpti alone, not phala vyāpti. Outside, it turns to the object. Therefore, the consciousness turns to the object, therefore becomes an object. Therefore, it is called as phala vyāpti. Inside, only the vritti functions, rest the conscious shines. That is why it is called as vritti vyāpti. So that is why he says that is what is called as vritti vyāpti alone. But that takes place here is called as aprameya. Okay, we'll see this. Om Purnamadaః Purnamidam Purnāt Purnamudachyate పూర్ణస్య పూర్ణమాదాయ పూర్ణమేవావశిష్యతే. ఓం శాంతి శాంతి శాంతి.